Greetings, Metal Minions, and welcome to MetalTemple.com. This is Karila speaking, and I have a special guest on the phone lines with us. It's Eric Peterson of Testament. How are you doing, Eric?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you. You guys probably with your newest album, Dark Roots of Earth, which is released in Europe on July 27th and in North America on June 31st. Easily one of the most anticipated metal albums of the year, I think. So how are you feeling about its upcoming release?
I'm really excited about it. It's probably, a lot of artists always say the same thing. It's our best record to date, blah, 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 blah. But I really believe that this record is really captured the Testament. It's just a lot more of Testament. It's the best of what we do. It's super epic. There's all kinds of different type of songs on here. It's a very in-depth record. And, some of the flashes, it's got some of the fastest stuff we've ever done. It's got some of the slowest stuff we've ever done. Some low-key, real clean guitars, kind of real epic, dark, moody kind of stuff. And it really, the album cover really justifies the music, I think.
I love the album artwork on this. I'll never forget when it was released, and I feel like the anticipation for this was really amplified by the album artwork. And that's, since you brought it up, what is that kind of, it's so interesting with the kind of like the soulless eyes of that face, and there's like this big antler. I think it really kind of goes with the title. So what was kind of the concept behind the album artwork in relation to how heavy your music is?
Well, album artwork is, really getting back. It's the Forge God on the cover, and, the Dark Roots of Earth, it's really talking about the philosophy and the prophecies of way back when, the roots of humans, and going back even farther to, like, the roots of the Dark Roots of the Testament.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of all ties together. And, it's, like I said, the artwork really just gets the vibe of the music. It's really epic and dark.
How is it in relation to Formation, which obviously, like, with every single record in the last, I would say 5 to 10 years, it's just everything's gotten heavier and heavier. So in comparison, like, people are going to probably start comparing it to Formation. How would you say it differs or is kind of similar?
It's a lot like Formation, but it's also a lot like The Gathering.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got like the melodicness of the ritual. It's got the melodicness of the ritual, but it's got the power of The Gathering. Gene Hoglan this time did the drums,
Mm-hmm.
and, which isn't going to be pain at all. There's a lot of really, everything seems to be a lot catchier on the stuff. The hooks really grab you, I think, and Chuck's singing is really returning back to his singing days,
Mm-hmm.
really melodic type of singing. Still some really heavy stuff, but also super melodic. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. It's got the heaviest stuff we've done, but then again, it's super melodic.
Now, I know you're kind of a fan of returning to a kind of a sort of thrash rather than like a rock melodic sort of style. So how does the melodic aspect, like, how does it work for you, or how did you make it work according to your preferences and then the preferences of your other members as well?
We just took, it started out, but it's really got the melodic. Like I said, it's some of the best melodic moments that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of dark atmospheres to it. It's a very atmospheric record. But then again, the way it's arranged, it's really arranged to where it's not overdone and like too much thought out, or like some of the songs on the record are super, super long.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now, do you think any of this dark atmospheric that you're kind of describing. Does it come from anything come from your work on your side project, Dragon Lord? Do you think that had any influence on the way you kind of changed it to be a little more ambient, atmospheric, and dark?
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, it's not like I'm actually doing a Dragon Lord record right now, so I'm not like trying to take those elements and put them in Testament. We just, we took a lot of elements from other stuff that we listened to, 70s type records musically, and, like we did 3 covers. One of the covers is Dragon Attack by Queen, and, you take the ideas of that, but then you mix it with The Gathering, like DNR, or, stuff like that, and you incorporate it, and you just have to hear it. I mean, it's really something new and fresh for Testament. I mean, we're doing blast beats on the record too. I mean, we haven't really done blast beats ever, except for like on DNR musically. But now we got like in our third single, Bait of Blood, we're actually using blast beats as more of like the chorus section, where it's like a super melodic guitar with melodic vocals, and then it's a blast beat. I mean, if you needed the drums, you wouldn't think that the beat would be a blast beat. So there's a lot of surprises on the record, but then again, it fits like a glove. It feels right.
There's nothing heavier than blast beats. I'm really looking forward to hearing that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. Like I said, it's not real aggro and crazy. It's just melodic and smooth, but at the same time, it's still blasting. It's really weird. There's a lot of cool stuff on the record, though. There's a lot of different ambience, a lot of different atmospheres, and every song is super epic. That's what I love about it. I love epic music, songs that just really, kind of classic, and you can tell that it's not just another song. It's got something special to it.
That's amazing. I'm so excited, looking forward to this, that with the whole epic feel, we're excited to see how that gets pulled off. Now, you mentioned your covers, and I think they're very interesting. I was looking through, and you off of Queen's The Game album, you have Dragon Attack. You also have Scorpion's Animal Magnetism and Iron Maiden's Power Slave. Now, what made you choose all of those songs? Are they have they been inspirations for you, or did you look at them and go, yeah, I could totally take those on and make them new? Like, what was kind of the inspiration for choosing those tracks?
Well, really, we all kind of pitched in to see what we all liked, and a lot of different songs came in. I picked Animal Magnetism because I was thinking how that era when the Scorpions came out, with Love Drive and Animal Magnetism, it really made hard rock and metal. It really kind of defined metal, I think. It gave it kind of a modern twist. And Animal Magnetism is one of the songs on the record where it's not sounding too, commercial, like, they're blacked out kind of stuff. It's more, it was more groovier and hypnotic and dark. And the way we do it kind of made it like a Testament song. The one thing that's noticeable is we tuned it down. We tuned it down all the way down to B.
Wow.
And it's super, super low, but it just sucks you in. It's really a lot slower and groovier. And Chuck took the same melodies, but still changed them enough to where it sounds like a Testament song. And that's one thing we wanted to do with our covers, is to make them sound. We don't want them to sound like karaoke. We wanted them to sound like wow, this is actually a Testament song. And the same thing with Dragon Attack. I mean, that song is just really, really changed it up.
Yeah, and it's a pretty classic rock song. I'm excited to hear how you guys just make it heavier.
Yeah, and then we did Power Slave, and you really can't change that too much. We had some double bass here and there, but that one is super classic, but it still sounds, it sounds like us. It's a trip. I mean, everybody that's heard it is just like, wow, good job. It almost sounds like they're your songs. So that's a good thing.
And do you think, is the reflection of this album being so much darker and heavier than anything you guys have done, is this a kind of a reflection on all the things that this band has had to endure for 25 years?
Oh, definitely. Musically and stuff, we've gotten better as musicians. and we're a lot more comfortable with each other, writing wise and stuff like that. Especially on this record, Alex and I really sat down together and put a lot of our ideas together. Like the last record, I wrote like 90% of it, and it was still a band effort after I came up with most of the stuff and put it together. But this one, over, I would say, over half of it, Alex and I really sat down and, like we used to, like the, Legacy and the New Order, really sat down and put this stuff together.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's been this album has been 4 years in the making since Formation came out in 2008. So was this really considered then? Is this album, it was a very delicate and intricate process for you, or were there just things that came up that kind of put off the album? Like, was this your goal to wait this long or however long it took?
Well, it's been 4 years, but remember, we had a lot of success off Formation, so we toured everywhere. We toured the world. We toured, Asia a bunch of times. We went to China for the first time, Japan a couple times, Australia, Europe a couple times. We did a couple big tours in the States. We did the Priest piece with Megadeth and Judas Priest, and we also did the Masters of Metal with Judas Priest. Heaven and Hell, Black Sabbath, and Motorhead. So we did a lot of big stuff, and a lot of touring. That brought us into like 2.5 years of touring.
Okay. I definitely see.
Yeah, so there was, people like, why did it take so long? It's like, well, we had a tour.
You can't do too much at once. That's a lot of work. And another... Go ahead.
We got back. Yeah, sorry about that. When we got back, we kind of started working in 2010, but it really didn't come together until, mid-2011, and that's when we kind of rolled our sleeves up and really put it together. Also, on our record, we did the special edition, which has got the covers, and it's also got a DVD, which is like the making of the record. It really captures the whole vibe of what we did and who we are 25 years later, and it really does. We did a DVD on Formation, but that one was kind of thrown together. This one, sorry about that. This one really kind of captures. This one is like a movie. This DVD is really, it's kind of worth it just to get it for that, But I think the special edition is the one to get, for a couple bucks more. It's got so much on it.
That's awesome. Now, my next question for you is sort of just related to the thrash scene in general. I know definitely the 90s was a hard time for everyone trying to get into thrash, but recently there have just been this kind of wave of thrash bands, especially coming out of California. Things like Havoc and Bonded by Blood, and I'm a huge fan of Zetra's new project, Hatred. So, what are your reactions to this new wave of thrash?
I haven't really listened to much of it other than Hatred, and I think it's cool. I think it's cool that bands are, harking to the glory days of what we did. Bands like us and, Megadeth and Exodus and, the whole thrash genre. But, the bands that, the creators, the guys who did the blueprint, we're still here, and I think we're doing a better job at it.
Yeah, you guys could continue to be their mentors. You guys are, everyone's looking forward to this record. I can definitely say that. Now, my next question for you is, since the album isn't exactly out yet, what are you predicting is going to be the track that people are just going to get hooked to, and that when they see you guys touring with Anthrax and Death Angel coming around for a third time, you're going to play that track and everyone is just it's going to be like the catchy new track off of your album?
I think Made of Blood. We also did Made of Blood, and we did a Spanish version of it as well.
Wow.
Something we've never done in another language. And Chuck really had a lot of help from some friends that are actually, fluent in Spanish. And Chuck and I both speak Spanish a little bit, but not enough to figure out how to say the whole thing. But we got some help, and it's a lot of fun. But the main song, Made of Blood, that's the one with the blast beats and the catchy hook. I think that one's going to really, it's going to be captured like, I think it's going to do as good as More Than Meets the Eye. More Than Meets the Eye almost became like a classic. It was up there with Into the Pit and Souls of Black as far as the response live. I think Big of Blood is the one that's going to hit hard. There's a lot of good stuff on the record, though. True American Hate is another one that really catches people's attention because of the title, and that's like the fastest song we've ever done.
Wow, that is a very big statement. For 25 years especially.
Yeah, and then we haven't done a slow song since we were kind of known for doing, we had Return to Serenity, The Legacy, Trail of Tears. Well, that was the last one we did in 93 or below. Mm-hmm. It was the time was right, and it just, we had a bunch of ideas, and we decided to put one of those type of songs on the record again. But this time it's a lot more, I said the word again, the epic, it's a lot more darker and more melodic, and I'm just super excited about this song. It's called Cold Embrace.
Excellent. I cannot wait to hear every track off of this album. Eric, thank you so much for joining us here on MetaleTemple.com. And you listeners can look forward to the release of Dark Roots of Earth in Europe on July 27th and in North America on July 31st. Eric, thank you so much for speaking with us today.
No problem. Thank you for the interview. Appreciate it.